Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Coming to you live from the outskirts of the internet, this is the Gaming Saloon for January 1st, 2016, with your host, Peacebreaker2448 and Rabbit Epsilon.
Yes, I did screw up. You guys got
What'd
to
you
see
do?
the list of articles before I had the card on. But,
To be fair, all of them are links, so...
yeah, nothing spoiled.
We
I
have a
forgot to
short
do
list
that.
of articles, fairly large, kind of, depends on how long we want to go with it, topic to talk about, and a couple quick draws, along with releases, and mine will be half of what it's going to be, because there's only a part of it I give a shit about.
Well then.
Yeah. Anyway, before we get into all that, what have we been playing recently that might involve certain Christmas things we picked up?
Smash.
Yeah.
Cloud is a little on the OP side.
Yeah, Cloud. The Cloud is stupidly strong.
Yeah. I guess I technically can say it because I changed what my quick draw was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
We've been playing Splatoon.
Mm-hmm. Because I got Splatoon for Christmas.
And someone's finally level 10, so he can play ranked.
Yay!
Which is going to sound really dumb when the videos come out and you're like level 4.
Yeah, and to get the level 10, I was on like a 5 to 6 game winning streak. It was ridiculous. Plus, I was playing with people exactly like my level.
See,
like, when the fuck did this
could have
happen?
been part of the problem because we played before we recorded Rift Tracks also.
Uh-huh.
And when you hopped in and I jumped in on you, we were closer to your level gap than we were to mine.
I know, but there were still higher level people. It like the first couple games, high level people. Then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I look and it's like 8 and 9s across the board, and I'm like, what? When? What? When? Where? What? How, when did this happen? I have not left matchmaking.
Everyone else around you left.
Apparently.
I get that a lot of times. I can be playing, and if I'm on a good winning streak, I can look and it'll be a completely different lobby within like a matter of 4 or 5 games.
Yeah. Yeah, I've enjoyed Splatoon. I think one of the best parts of Splatoon is that all the matches are short.
True. Yeah.
It's just like, I'm done with this game. Next. Because Splatoon feels so fast in terms of a shooter, but it feels right when it's fast. And it feels like the game wants you to play it fast and play it just going in, being aggressive. Like the tower map, I swear, like now that I've had a couple games where this has happened, I swear, like a perfect tactic in that map is just to base race people. It just sends somebody off to base race them. Because it's so easy for that to happen. Because without realizing it, you're going to be charging at each other's bases, and neither one of you are going to realize you're charging each other's bases until someone looks at the map or someone pops echolocation. And like, well, shit, that's happened.
And by someone popping echolocation, you mean yourself.
Yes, because I'm all about echolocation.
You're all about abusing that.
Well, I love it because A, it's a great support ability for your team, and B, it refills your ink tank as soon as you use it. Like, it helps you and your team at the same time. Well, it's not like the big, like, fuck you offensive weapon that a lot of the other abilities are in the game. I still like that utility use. Especially in a game like this where people can be hiding right in front of you and you have no idea they're there. Like, popping echolocation to like going in the enemy territory is perfect.
True.
Plus, you also catch wind of somebody like off on the side trying to ink stuff, and it's like, oh, you son of a bitch, get back here! Yeah, fuck Splatoon's fun. I kind of like the single player. I think my favorite amiibo, because I do have the Splatoon tree pack, I kind of like the time attack one, which is the green one. Mostly because you just get Kraken and it's just like, go as fast as you can. And I'm like, okay. And since at that point, that would be like the fourth, well, depending on how many times it comes up in the other amiibos, at most fourth time I've played that map, I know that map inside out now. And I can just be like, oh, I gotta go here, gotta do this. This fight's not mandatory. Skip it, skip. Shoot these guys dead, and we're gonna call it a day. Like, I'll finish a solid minute before the time runs out.
Oh, wow. You know, though, the story is the downside, in my opinion.
Mhm.
Because you've played through the entire single player, right?
No, I'm only to the. I've only just now opened up the third world.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you been paying attention to the story as you've been going?
Zoom Octos or assholes stole the fucking sparky creatures, and that's the long and short of it. I'm assuming I've just described the entire story of the Splatoon story mode.
In a weird, you didn't really grasp the names way, yes.
I don't. I know Octoling or not Octolings.
Yeah, you had it
Crap.
right.
Oh, I was about to say Octolings technically is just like one part of the enemies. There's a bigger
Yeah,
name. There's another name for like the entire group, but Octolings is just one part of it.
Octarians.
Octarians. They stole the was it Spurkfish?
Zapfish.
Zapfish. They've stolen
The
Zapfish.
great Zapfish, technically, but yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
After the second time of playing through it, that's kind of where that comes fairly easy for me to remember.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, you pretty much, yeah. What's
Yeah.
bad though is the force of how they took it. Like the story gives for a good main there, but I just it's lacking so much. And it screams so loud that they were wanting that to be a multiplayer focused game. And it's like, ugh, there's nothing wrong with wanting that, but geez, at least give it
Mhm.
something to go with it.
Yeah. But I enjoyed Splatoon. I just like how just fast and quick it is. Uh, what else you been playing?
Trying to think. I picked up Wind Waker a little bit more.
How is the adventure on the high seas?
I forgot I was in the middle of a dungeon, or I actually would have picked up a lot sooner. The dungeons are the more entertaining part of the game. That's sad to
Not,
say, but it's the truth.
not the adventures on the high seas.
No.
Aw. Well, used to control good. Apparently, unlike Skyward Sword, where the motion controls are garbage.
Really?
Yeah, you know the Defendant series that Gerard does?
Uh huh.
Yeah, they did Skyward Sword recently. And even for all of the defense Gerard could put up for Skyward Sword, he's just like, yeah, the motion controls suck. Like they suck. Like they really suck.
There's nothing that can be said, but they suck, kind of deal.
Yeah, yeah, we can't. Like there's no getting around that.
Mm.
It's like we can defend a lot about Skyward Sword, about that Skyward Sword. We can defend a lot about Skyward Sword, but there's no defending that. Like, they defending Fee, because apparently people complain about Fee.
Okay. Question though. Skyward Sword was the one that came out for the GameCube and the Wii, correct?
No, that was Twilight Princess. This
Twilight
is the
Princess.
straight Wii one.
Oh. Well,
Yeah,
then
this
they
was the
should have
straight
freaking
Wii one.
learned.
I know.
Oh my god. Okay. Okay. Nope. I don't need to go into that one.
Yeah, this was the straight Wii one. This was not the one they ported.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
some people are complaining about Fee, which I'm like, I like Fee in Hyrule Warriors, and that's about the short and long of my conversation in this. So,
Yep.
it's like I like them in the one game that's not in canon with anything, and probably will never be referenced. I've just invalidated my argument in any of this, haven't I?
Pretty much, yeah.
I'm sorry, my one real Legend of Zelda experience is Hyrule Warriors.
Wait. Really?
Yeah. I have, before Hyrule Warriors, never played a Legend of Zelda game. Ever. Ever.
Huh.
Yeah. But I
Hmm.
can say I enjoy Hyrule Warriors. That's also why I have to look up a guide for the adventure mode stuff for like the original map, because I'm like, I don't know where any of this shit is, but I know it's in the exact same locations as the original Legend of Zelda. But I still have to look up a guide because I have no idea what the fuck where fuck any of this shit is.
Honestly, outside of barely touching the two for the N64 through Project 64, not natively on the console,
Mm-hmm.
and Wind Waker, I Hyrule Warriors has been the only other one that I've played.
Yeah.
So possibly that might be something we need to do then.
What? We do a fucking co-op playthrough of Legend of Zelda where we just pass back and forth the save file? Oh god, I just gave you a terrible idea.
Probably yes.
Because we could totally do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we could totally do that for Ocarina of Time, is just pass back and forth the save file, because it won't take that long to pass back and forth the save file in the ROM.
I thought Majora's Mask was the more liked one.
No, I thought it was Ocarina of Time.
I don't know.
I thought it was Ocarina of Time is when everyone remembers, and Majora's Mask is like the very close second favorite,
I
sometimes
don't
better.
remember. I know one of them's the better of the two. I just can't
I know they
remember
both got
which one.
re-released on the 3DS as the HD remakes. So, yeah. I say we just go in order. Anyway.
Oh god.
What
Well,
else
be
you been doing?
prepared for that stupid idea to possibly wind up killing off what we're going to be starting next week then. Because knowing us, we'll wind up doing that.
Especially on how easy this stupid idea is.
Yeah. Oh god. The only other option that I could think of in terms of doing it would be to do like how we did Super Mario 64, do it in
Mm-hmm.
a race format, but I don't feel
That,
like racing one because that would be really hard.
and also really long.
Uh huh.
Also, if we erase Majora's Mask, we have to deal with the time limit.
I was meaning if we did the race, it would be it'd be Wind Waker
Yeah.
because I do technically own that one.
Mm-hmm. All right.
But
Anything
yeah,
else?
Been playing Mario Maker still.
Running any Kaizo ass Kaizo levels?
I try to avoid the Kaizo levels, if at all possible. Oh,
Aw. Any standouts?
not really, because it more boils down into like 3 different categories. The
Hmm.
It turns into levels that you can tell people have tried to make good but just fell short because of some reason.
Mm-hmm.
Levels that are super like oh my god good, and then the automatic ones. Like
I,
it really
that's a
boils down to that 3 categories.
What is with the obsession with the Rube Goldberg Mario Maker levels? I never quite understood that.
Auto Mario's.
Yeah, it's a Rube Goldberg machine. I'm sorry, it's a Rube Goldberg machine in video game form, but that's what it is.
I think it's because of the fact of with those, it takes a different form of admiration.
Mm-hmm.
And I can honestly see that. And by the way, I'm playing it in the background, so if I say something weird like I just did, that's why I about screwed up. But anyhow, where was it? Oh, yeah. It's one of those that it's the admiration of how they pulled off the different things.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, I've seen some automatic Marios that it's pretty self explanatory and it's like, yeah, I know exactly how you did that. That's not that impressive. But I've also ran into the oh my god, you are sending me all over this map repeatedly having all kinds of crap going on in the background and it didn't fail at all. Holy
Yeah.
crap. And I think that's what it is. People are finding the fascination with that aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Well, that it.
Yes. I think I don't think I've played anything besides that. Yeah, I don't think I have actually.
Hmm. All right. Well, let's see. What have I played? I had a copy of Fallout 4 and I've been playing that a little bit here and there. I've already modded it, by the way. Not anything really like super intensive. It's just like, hey, I'm gonna like get some extra stuff here and there. I have enjoyed it. It's a nice little fun ride. I haven't really had the game break on me, so I guess it's all right now. Nothing really game breaky besides companions kind of just disappear on me, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you not following me? Oh, well, okay, you're just stuck somewhere. Okay, I guess I'll just go get another companion, and then you can like come back here. I kind of like all the base building stuff or town building stuff. It's kind of neat. Has a little hiccup here and there when you're trying to like place walls and get them lined up because it has an automatic lineup, but sometimes it's not the most cooperative. But it's only like in weird like layering of stuff does it have hiccups.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah, I've enjoyed it. It's fun. I really like, for whatever reason, I really like just using one weapon in that game, and that's the 10mm pistol. I don't know what it is, but I'm like, this gun is good, and I just like using this pistol. Because I kind of don't like the first laser weapon you get, which is the musket, which you have to like tap reload twice to get it like fully reloaded. And you get like one shot, and that's it. And I'm like, I prefer my 10mm pistol. that I've like tricked out because I really like all of the weapon and armor customization you get to do. Uh, yeah. Weird thing is about the customization part is the things you need to do it. It's sometimes hard, or it's sometimes a little hard to figure out like what you have and what you don't have until you go to customize. Since the recipes are more freeform and it's just like, hey, do you have X, Y, or Z thing? Okay, you get this many components out of that piece. Like if you have a tin can, you get an X amount of like metal out of it that will be used to make something.
Hmm.
And it pulls from like your like complete like listing of all your junk stuff to build stuff with. And it's the same with all the house stuff. So but yeah, it's sometimes a little weird to be like, oh, I need this. Well, how do I get this? Unless you know what gives what, it's a little hard because there's not just straight components out there at times. It's more just like a pile of junk. It's just like, just grab all this and I just get pieces out of it. Let's see. I've played Codename Steam for 3DS. That is fun. I feel like I'm back home at Valkyria Chronicles in that, since it plays
Yeah.
very similarly. Also, Abe Lincoln piloting giant Abe Lincoln robot powered by steam fighting giant ice alien. Yep, that's a thing that happens in this game. I got nothing else.
Hmm.
One of your squad mates is the lion from The Wizard of Oz.
Really?
Literally, yes! Yeah, literally the lion from Wizard of Oz. It's like, yep, I'm here, and my main weapon is to launch myself into a specific square and hit anything along the way. Or hit anything in the spot I land. I'm like, what the fuck? And Tom Sawyer's here with his fucking comical boxing glove punch gun? He has a boxing glove gun.
Hmm.
I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Fuck it. I'm on board with this game. It's fun, although it's a bit hard. Like it has a bit of a difficulty on it. And it's mostly just because enemies have Overwatch from XCOM automatically, and it's a little hard to like get a shot off very quickly if you get in range of them. So you have to play more about getting flanks and stuff instead of like charging straight in and just getting around Overwatch or just tanking Overwatches. Yeah, it's a fairly difficult game. I still haven't gotten the access to amiibos yet, so I haven't got to try out Marth or Ike since I have those amiibos. Uh, I've gotten to play Shovel Knight, and I've beaten the entire original game. That game is hard as fuck. Those bosses will kick your ass 5 ways to Sunday. There's only like 2 bosses in the entire game I've one-shotted. Otherwise, it took multiple tries to get them, including the final boss, because fuck the final boss. Both stages of that. Okay, let me describe the final boss to you, because this is ridiculous. Because it's ridiculous. Okay, so you're facing an enemy on, it's 3 blocks of solid ground. Okay. Well, in Shovel Knight, these boxes you're on, if you do the down, or if you press down while you're jumping, you will automatically break a block. Okay, so don't do that. Except that's also an attack. And you kind of need that attack. Because it's going to be one of the main ways you attack the boss. So, by that point in the game expects you to know how to animation cancel that. The game expects you to know how to cancel that immediately. You have seconds to know how to do that. Or seconds to pull that off. Because you do not have that much room to work with. So you gotta know how to cancel that by the time you face this boss. And you gotta know how to use her artifacts. Because half the time in this boss fight, she's underneath you, shooting up at you. So you have to use your artifacts that go through the round to hit her.
Jeez.
But and then the second stage, you have solid ground this time, except the ground can like one solid platform of it will disappear because she'll break it, and the only way to attack her is to bounce off Shield Knight up onto the boss and get like 3 attacks on her. Or if you're good enough, I guess, to like move with her to keep up the attack. I know it's possible because I did it like twice. But it's like, fuck, this is difficult. And also, before this, there's also a boss rush of all the Knights of No Quarter. Or the Order of No Quarter. All of them in a row. You at best get 1 health item per boss kill. There's 8 bosses. You get 0 breaks. You pretty much go from boss to boss to boss. Also, you don't get the health pickup automatically. It's in the middle of the floor. You have to go to it to get it while dodging the boss. Pray to God you have enough hits. Pray to God if you happen to tank a hit, it's enough hits to tank it. Because if not, you will die trying to get that health pickup.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's all the bosses exactly like how you played them. So if you struggled on a boss, guess what? You're probably gonna struggle here. Also, if they have a multiple stages, they have their multiple stages here. And it's a random order. So if you fail, guess what? Do it all over again. Pray to God you got the same order again. Otherwise, you're gonna have to learn a whole new order. Ugh.
Hmm.
It's good, but Jesus, this game does not fuck around. It expects you to be good. If you are not, you die. Like fucking Tinker Knight. Tinker Knight expects perfection from your bounces because the only way to attack him is with the bounce. And he is designed to where you have to count your bounces and time your bounces in order to get a rotation off of him. Like, it's these kind of things that Shovel Knight expects you to do.
Jeez.
Yeah. Shovel Knight is not an easy game. I don't know why no one has said that before, but it's not an easy game. It's not at all. This game expects you to learn its mechanics, master its mechanics, and be goddamn ready to for anything it throws at you. Because it will throw anything and everything it can at you. So yeah, Shovel Knight is really good. I've also got to pick up WWE 2K16 for the 360 and find out the hard way that the career mode that sounded really cool is not on the previous gen consoles. It's only on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One, which is bullshit. So 2K16 is not that far off from the non 2K WWE game I have already with an updated roster and maybe some improvements here and there and like some new creative options that are cool. So yeah. That sucks. Also, I bought Skyrim for $10 because I've had an illegal copy of Skyrim for the longest time, and I'm like, you know what? It's $10. Fuck it. I want to pick this up. Yeah, I now have a legal copy of Skyrim that I can fuck around with.
Which is about the same as the illegal copy that you had.
Pretty much. That's the only reason I had the illegal copy for was the fuck around with stuff. Because I have a copy of Skyrim for the PlayStation 3. That's legitimately what I would want to play if I was going to play Skyrim. Because it has my save file. So yeah, I believe that's it. Yeah, I'd say that's it. Did some Smash stuff. Tried 9.0 runs, didn't work. Haven't got the record of Chroma Squad recently, so yeah. Although
Yeah.
I've had the dumb idea of like, Splatoon has all of these primary colors, and like I started looking at all of the colors that are in Splatoon. You could honestly make a Sentai team out of all the colors. And to be even weirder, I was like, what if the Six Ranger is the Octoling? A good Octoling.
Ooh.
Because they have their own unique color. That's all their own. That doesn't really clash with anything else that the Inklings have.
Ooh.
This is what happens when I'm bored and I'm up at like 2 o'clock in the morning because I've slept all day. Is I go on like the Inkpedia and start looking at all of the Inkling colors and go, what colors would we make a Sentai team here? Well, there's no red, so let's put in a red, and you know what? Let's have that be a part of the plot of this bullshit.
Hey, you know what you
Because
do? You make pink the new red.
it's too bright a pink.
So?
Plus the pink would clash with the Octoling paint
uh,
or the Octoling color because it's kind of like a pinkish purple or not pinkish purple. It's like a dark pink, so it wouldn't really it kind of clash because you want to try to like stay out of the whole shade game when it comes to Sentai colors. Like that's what was it? The Kyoryuger 100 Years After movie. Like that points it out. It's like you don't have two of almost identical colors on a team. Because what do they have? I forgot. Let me find it. They had navy, silver, blue, gray, cyan, and violet. Yeah, you don't have three blues on a team, especially when two of them are almost the same blue. Also, you have silver and gray, which is what's more, almost two of the same color. And then you have violet, which is kind of like close to blue, but not quite blue. Like there's a lot of there's a lot of like repeated colors. So that's why I say no pink, but yeah, make it red. Anyway, that has been it for me. I mean, outside of that, like my Christmas haul consisted of, hey, I got more amiibo, and I'm down to like 15. I have 2/3 of the original Holy Trinity. I am missing Wii Fit Trainer.
uh,
Yeah, let me pull up the Excel document I have that helps me keep track of this. Because it's like, yes, I can look up there, but that doesn't help tell me who I'm missing, like offhand. It's a lot quicker to look at this, especially since I have it all highlighted. Yeah, I'm missing Wii Fit Trainer, Pit, Rosalina, Meta Knight, DDD, Robin, Lucina, and Palutena. Of the ones that are like currently out in America, because I don't think Lucas is out in America just yet. I know Shovel Knight pre-orders only just now went up and were immediately out like 30 seconds later.
but of course.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm missing 15 amiibos out of all that are going to be coming out, which is pretty much like the entirety of the Smash roster: Toad, the Inkling Trio, the Belushi I have, and Shovel Knight. And to go off this, once more, a part of my I'm up at 4 o'clock in the morning and I have nothing to do, I went ahead and did amiibo stickers that I'm doing for my amiibos for all of the Smashified characters. The only two I didn't do were Dixie Kong and King K. Rool, only because I don't have logos for them. outside of the standard DK emblem. I couldn't find anything else that would work. So yeah, that was once more a part of my, like, oh my god, I've got nothing to do and it's 4 o'clock in the morning. I might as well work on amiibo stickers. So I've long since passed the point of like, I need to keep doing these because I've done amiibo stickers for all my amiibos that I'm wanting and have. I literally have a sticker for everybody in terms of a Photoshop file. Or not a Photoshop file, the file to be printed. I'm just waiting for them to get printed. I have a copy of the new Fantastic Four movie. I've got the 3DS Amiibo puck, which is actually a pretty hefty puck, or like a pretty big puck. I got the Agito Figure Arts Renewal and Kamen Mock. So my Rider Figure Arts shelf is very complete from the looks of it. Like right now, it just doesn't have Chase and like the rest of the Gaim Riders I want to pick up. But looking at it, if you don't know what to look for in terms of characters, it looks complete. Which I'm completely okay with. Like, I don't have this big gaping hole where Agito was going to be anymore. Since I have Gills and G3X, it's like, well, I have those two, but I don't have Agito. Well, that I have that. I also got some lights to light up the shelf, which I have to sit down and figure out how the hell to do this. More like from looks of it's going to involve a lot of drilling, a lot of moving this shelf around, and like 4 hours to get this to work. Also, it's not shielded enough to where I can hit certain buttons on my satellite remote and it will work the lights. We literally tested this and found that out. Like certain buttons on that satellite remote would actually like do certain settings on the lights.
Huh.
I'm like, well, this is gonna be interesting. We might have another scenario where it's like I might be in here and all of a sudden the lights just turn on and I'm like, I didn't touch anything. Why are you on? Like I'm fully expecting to be like playing a game with my controller, like a wireless controller, and then all of a sudden the lights just start turning on and like just start going through cycles as I'm hitting buttons. And I'm like, this is very weird and very distracting. Because I don't know what else in my room or anywhere near me will make them go off. Or do anything, really. So yeah. This is pretty much my Christmas haul. So, we ready to talk about some gaming news? And by gaming news, I mean like the 3 kind of 4 things that got announced. Or, well, we're just there to talk about.
I guess so.
Alright. Well, everyone knows the story of Kojima and Konami from this past year or so. You know, Konami, bunch of assholes. Kojima, stuck. Well, guess what? He's now gone. He's free of Konami, and he went and started his own company, and now he has an exclusive deal with Sony. Yeah.
Yay.
So Kojima's like, fuck Konami, I'm gonna go make my own studio, and I'm gonna make a game for the PlayStation 4. And also, my company is not gonna be just limited to video games. I also want to do other stuff as well, like animation and movies. So, yeah.
Which, to be fair, I think that's probably what helps the Metal Gear series nowadays.
Yeah. Well, it's what Kojima's always wanted because he's such a film buff. Like he loves film and movies. And if you like look at enough Metal Gear Solid, you really do see that because there's a lot of film influences in Metal Gear.
Yeah.
Like, Kojima's always wanted to do a movie. Like, why do you think Tarantino was like the big person alongside Kojima for Silent Hills? So yeah, I'm not surprised Kojima's like, yeah, I want to do other stuff like movies and animation and, other things that I've not been able to do because I've been stuck doing Metal Gear for years because Konami probably wouldn't let me do anything else besides Metal Gear.
And to be fair, him partnering with Sony probably is the best thing
Yeah.
because Sony is that well-rounded company.
Mm-hmm. And also, as people pointed out, the Kojima Productions logo is totally not supposed to be a parallel of the Soldiers Without Borders logo that Big Boss has in Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker when he finally left uh, Zero. Because, the original Kojima production logo was totally not the Foxhound logo. Or not the Foxhound logo, the Foxhound logo. Yeah. It's a weird meta sort of thing where the original Kojima Studios logo is a logo from the game they make. And now, because of this weird story and weird thing, that now has significance, and so does this logo. And apparently there's more to this logo. I don't know why there needs to be more to this logo, but okay. So yeah, Kojima's off doing his own thing now. Good. Let Konami sink. I want to see them sink and burn. Fuck those guys.
Yeah, as much as they killed, they deserve it.
Mm-hmm. So, how about a Valve alternate or alternate reality game? I was like ARG. That's alternate reality game, right?
Um, I did mean to mention something, and us talking about Valve might be the good time for that.
Oh, what?
You did forget to put something in there that I didn't think about till just now.
What did I forget?
We've got nothing about the whole Steam screw up Christmas Day.
That's true. I don't think I actually ran across an article for it. That's probably why there wasn't one. Because none of the Twitters I used the farm for articles mentioned it.
I'm
Even though, like,
surprised it took them a week to freaking apologize for it.
yeah, for those wondering, it was oh fuck, when was it? Christmas?
Yeah,
It wasn't Christmas. Oh,
yeah, it
oh, it was
was.
Christmas. Christmas. Apparently, everyone who was logged in on Steam had their information publicly viewable.
Not so much that. I think the way they boiled it down to was anyone that utilized the store.
Oh, okay. So,
I
like, anyone who
think.
was like
I,
buying anything, downloading anything,
right.
redeeming anything had like,
So pretty much
yeah,
anyone that was actually using Steam like it's supposed to be used.
yeah. Which is if like for whatever reason on Christmas if you were checking Twitter and people were telling you to not use Steam, like just don't use it. That's why. I was like, well, I guess I'm not playing Fallout 4 anytime soon. Because I'll just wait until this is done so I can like redeem Fallout 4 and get to play it. Because technically speaking, any PC game these days you have to use Steam to actually use them.
Not any.
Fallout 4 you do.
The bulk of them, yes, but not
Yeah.
any. But yeah. I was thinking to myself with that, boy, it's a good thing I didn't get on Steam that day.
Yeah, I didn't realize anything was going on because I was playing other stuff besides anything that was on Steam for me. And
Same
then it's like,
here.
don't use Steam. And I was like, okay, the fuck's going on? Someone tell me.
Someone done went and fucked up again. Now, the best
That
that I understand, they got hit by multiple DOS attacks, and apparently who the whole Steam store is hosted through has different levels of caching, and because of the amount of DOS attacks, it kind of just wound up throwing improper information in place of what was supposed to be there.
Yeah,
And that improper information was almost stuff that could screw people.
almost. I don't. It
I
wasn't
don't,
any
it
card information,
wasn't,
was it?
no, there was no card information, and no passwords or anything like that, if I'm not mistaken.
Although I think if you had PayPal automatically authenticated, it would allow them access to PayPal to like use your PayPal account to buy stuff.
Yeah, but I don't, well, no, because they were saying that they didn't find any way that other people could have hurt anyone in any way.
Oh, okay.
Like it was all harmless stuff that wound up happening to get out. But the
I know it's
article, the one article I read though was like, yeah, enough to steal your Netflix account, but that's about it.
I know what Tobis was talking about. He mentioned like you might if you might want to deauthorize PayPal, deauthorize Steam for PayPal right now if you have it authorized to like automatically do anything.
Hmm.
It might have been a pay like on the end of PayPal, which I'm like, I log into PayPal every time I pay something through PayPal, so fuck it.
It could have just been too a case of people have known that Valve is horrible for taking care of stuff in a timely manner, so better safe than sorry.
Yeah, yeah. Tobis it's like that way. He's a very jaded individual.
Well,
He admits it too.
to be fair, everyone knows that Valve's customer support sucks.
Yeah.
So, yeah, can't blame him.
Mm-hmm.
Something goes wrong with Steam, fuck that. But anyhow, since we did hit a article that is related to this that we didn't have an article for technically.
Yeah. On the flip side, we have an ARG involved in the 2015 Winter Steam Sale. Apparently, over the past week, users have been searching for clues all across Steam and Valve. Valve's still unveiling North Pole Noir webcomic. I have no idea what the hell this is.
Me neither.
I was looking at this for a second, and I thought it was that dog from the one like old school point and click adventure game that LucasArts did. I can't think of his name. All right. Anyway, apparently there are hidden passwords were discovered in the Steam store. To make it visible, go to the individual game store listing, type search, and then hit enter, and you should see an entry field pop up. Apparently, if you go to the Hitman Codename 47 page and type in the following multiple digit number there and hit enter, and you should see a dialog box that says that, which apparently determines, which apparently relates to a URL for the Winter Cell comic. Combing the text string with the North Pole Noir URL redirects to the waveform audio file with a sort of message. I was on the right track. I could feel it. Tomorrow I was going to search again. So apparently it's still ongoing and there's still more. Although apparently nothing big has happened just yet. The sale does end Monday. So any chance of finding anything will end by then.
Huh. Leave it to Valve to try to confuse everyone.
Yeah, and so far it does not look like it's getting anywhere or it's coming up with anything just yet. So might So I guess the big things that are supposed to be here aren't there yet, or this is just supposed to be like one big just goof around thing for them.
Probably that
I
one.
don't know.
Valve loves doing that.
Valve loves trolling people about Half-Life 3.
You know what Valve needs to do?
What?
They need to blow everyone's mind and do Half-Life 3, Portal 3, and Left 4 Dead 3.
Here's what's
Announce
gonna
them
happen.
all at the exact same time. Just to blow everyone's mind.
No, what's gonna happen? You know what they need to do? They just announce is like, oh yeah, Half-Life 3 is coming out in like 2 years. And just randomly announce that on Twitter. Just nothing is a tie to it. It's just we're gonna like Half-Life 3 announced for such and such a year, and just attach a picture to it, announce it on Twitter, and just wait. It do nothing.
Of course, to be fair though, hasn't someone went on record and said the reason for no Half-Life 3 right now is they want a new engine before they do that?
If they have, I don't know who.
Because if I know pretty much every Valve game is running off the same engine right now, and that's the Half-Life 2 engine.
I could see that.
And let's face it, don't fix what isn't broken.
Yeah, I could see them wanting to do a new engine for anything going forward.
I mean, it would make sense to me, but to this, I'm also thinking, why is it taking so long?
See, here's what they need to do. What they need to do is buy out the Fox engine from Konami, because apparently that thing is fucking magic. Because it runs on anything at good quality. And it runs super smooth. Like, the Fox engine is ridiculous. And I'm like, here's an idea. Buy out the Fox engine, because the Konami's never gonna fucking use it. Like, someone needs to buy the Fox engine off Konami and use it.
You know what would
Because
be
that thing is
funny?
magic.
You know what would be funny?
What?
If we found out that some of the parts of the Fox engine is actually stuff that's used in the Half-Life 2 engine.
Although now that I think about it, I would be surprised if Kojima like in his leaving took a copy of the Fox engine to recreate. Because here's the thing, Kojima Productions is made up of people from Kojima Studios. It's not just Kojima. Like, a lot of people left with him and form the studio. And I wouldn't be surprised if the Fox engine is with them right now. Like, it's some copy of it that they're going to recreate. Because I swear to God, if the Fox engine is never used again, that is a damn shame, because that thing is magic. Anyway, shall we talk about toys again?
But we already were talking about toys, weren't we?
Well, these are video game related toys.
Okay.
You know Five Nights at Freddy's?
No,
Well,
nope,
Funko
I
has.
sure don't. I'm just gonna do that. Nope.
Well, Five Nights at Freddy's Funko's went, hey, we have Five Nights at Freddy's toys. Like actual action figures and plushies. And like the, not just like action figures of all of the like animatronics, but like pins and the actual plushies that are in the games. And like those little mini figures, whatever the fuck they're called. So, yeah, we got Five Nights at Freddy's action figures now. Okay. This is gonna lead into the next one, but I'm gonna say this right now. If Five Nights at Freddy's, a fucking indie game, that came out of fucking nowhere, can not only get a fucking novel made and released this past year, but can also get fucking action figures made. What the fuck, League? Where's my fucking Caitlyn figure? Where's my fucking League of Legends character-focused novels? Like, seriously, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Yeah. I'll say this stuff looks cool.
Yeah.
I don't know
Yeah.
what the size of it is, though. I don't think
either.
it says. I know I saw this on Toy Arc like a couple weeks ago, and that's why I remembered it. I just refound it on Destructoid's list of our Twitter, and I was like, I'll throw this in here. Because you know what? It looks cool. It's also kind of cool that they took a page out of the Marvel Legends Build-A-Figure, because you can build a Springtrap if you pick up the original 5 animatronics. I'm like, that's neat. That you can get like the original set of animatronics by buying all 5 of them. And why wouldn't you buy all of them?
Yeah, I
They're all
mean, if
important.
you were gonna go for it, yeah, why wouldn't you just buy all of them at that point?
Yeah, and they all come with the relevant accessories. I'm like, that's cool. All right, so let's talk about League. You know those teasers I was telling you about, like a couple days ago, I think. Well, all 4 of them are out, and oh my god, these look so cool. And I have no idea what all this leads to. So, over the past like week, starting on the 26th, we've gotten these very strange teasers that are related to Deadshot. Now, I'm saying Deadshot as a term, not as a champion name or anything like that, because we still don't know where the fuck all this leads to. It's kind of the assumption that this might lead to a champion, but who the fuck knows? It might be a set of skins. It might be something else entirely. I don't know. All I know is these are beautiful, and they are very cool, especially when you start digging into this shit. So, you can like pick any one of the teasers and play it. It's like 12 seconds. And it's exactly what the image shows, so.
Oh, we're not
But,
going through each of them?
no, because they're all almost identical in terms of what is audibly there. It's just a gunshot and then, like, kind of chanty music in the background. And it's just kind of like a GIF version of the image. Like, the main thing is the image, to be honest. But anyway, like, all these teasers start with a gunshot, and they show various champions, in this case, Zed, Sona, Garen, and V, seemingly shot in a certain place on their body, and them dead, in quotes. I just read the comment on. Anyway.
Well then. Although with Zed, it's hard to tell that he's dead.
True. Anyway. Very strange. And then there's also, like, the summoner icon, or the icon for the champion has also been changed to the gifts you see that involve these various things as well that are related to, again, these teaser images. So what does all this mean? Well, no one knows. We can only speculate and have theories upon, because no one is saying anything. The only person who's saying anything is Gypsy Lord of Riot, who has went to say suspicious, double suspicious, triple suspicious over the course of the Zed, Sona, and Garen ones, and on the 4th one said, well, secret is out, V is confirmed to have hands, what a build-up. So, yeah. Now, there's some other information to this. when digging into like the coding for all of this stuff, there is a reference to Deadeye, which is why this is being called the Deadeye teasers, according at least from Surrender at 20. Or at least kind of the catch-all name for this at the moment, since that seems to be the connection, that at least seems to be a name connected to all of these. And also the name Jhin, Ghin. Now, this is important. Why? Because there is a theory that is very cool related to these 4 teasers. This was come up through Reddit and relates to that Jhin word, because that Jhin is actually is kind of a reference in of itself to mystical beings that make deals with people in order to give them power, but can take that power away by exploiting their weakness. Now, if you know all 4 of these champions' lores, where they are supposedly shot is where their weakness is. Zed in his eyes, from which he read the scrolls that gave him his power. Sona in her throat, because she cannot speak, but she is the songstress. No, her power is songs, yet she cannot speak. Garen through the heart, the personification of his will and determination to be the knight of Demacia. And V, while it's not quite obvious where she was shot, looks like she was shot in the chest. Her hands are dismantling themselves, the symbol of her power. So it kind of all lines up in terms of like where they were shot. There's a connection there. But what is interesting is a poem was recently discovered, an actual poem from like what was this book? A book called Jhin Poems to Her Majesty, the Great High Imperial Jhin. This is an actual book you can pick up, and this is an actual poem in it. Now, I'm going to read this poem, and, again, if you're following along, go to Surrender at 20, take a look at these images while I'm reading this poem, and you start to see something really cool happen. Okay? Alright. Hands of the Juggernaut, care not to squash me in your grasp. I may be a champion warlord, my brawn is clay in your titanium grip. I am but a torpedo to you. The battleship gloves and rings are fine upon thee, and pretty, pretty are the nails, prints, joints, palms, thumbs, wrists, knuckles, and veins. But this is but a decorative casting to the supernova switch, the black hole drain, the antimatter acid. You have Vader's pinch, Odin's hammer, Jupiter's bolt. Reparatus awaits your request. Ares, rise your love poems. Play ye me a melodic tune from your wonderful instrument. I am an admirer of your hymn. Your song entices me. Young and skillful craftswoman, the accuracy of your aim has gained you the title Deadeye. And every man pleases not to be the object of your fury, for your hand is the hand that holds the key to the gates of limbo. You shall be the first to handle those dreaded tools of tyranny, for you have the heart of the overprotective mother. Kind of see the connection?
Yeah.
It takes a little bit of interpretation, but all 4 champions have a connection to this poem. Now, I'd have to go dig through the comments to go find the original comment where I had discovered this, because I was reading through the comments, like looking for like what people were thinking about this, and I found the comment that again referenced this poem, and I was like, "Holy shit!" But again, when you read that poem and you look back at these champions and their histories, and then you look at the images and you go, "Oh, this all makes sense now." It's so cool. Like, look at this. These are just 4 images that have been uploaded with no context, nothing else to go off of except 2 names. And yet, all of this depth can be pulled from them. I don't know what this leads to. I'm guessing it's a new champion, as some people have speculated that based off the roles one would normally find these 4 champions in, the last role, ADC, is not represented and will be represented by the final reveal, which is the new champion. But oh my god. Urgh. It's so cool. Like you can get this much depth and this much intrigue out of just 4 pictures with League of Legends. Like I have
And
not been this excited for a League of Legends reveal in a long time.
okay, I'm gonna expand somewhere there. Speculation about it being a new champion
Mm-hmm.
to fill the 5th role that isn't displayed there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I agree with that, but who's to also say that maybe because of the lore of this champion, we will not only see a new champion, but essentially see a full 5-man new champion, and each of these 4 are technically going to get reworks, whether it's visual or ability based.
That would be true if Garen didn't already have his rework made. He already had a visual rework made and already was pretty much kind of redone.
Yeah, but prior to this, what are we going to get coming out of it? Because you can't just leave well enough alone and be like, oh, okay, nothing's changed, back to normal. I mean, involving him in this means that there is something there.
Yeah. It's like Zed's already had, I think, a rework of some type.
Sona
Garen's
just
already
did
had a
too,
re.
didn't she?
Yeah, she did. The only one I don't think has had like any other rework done was V,
Yeah.
which I think any type of work they want to do with V might be left until after they get the Caitlyn rework done, because that's in the works as far as I know. Is they're wanting to rework Caitlyn at least visually to update her so she matches up with a lot of the other Piltover champions. So anything they might want to do with V might wait until after Caitlyn, just so they might kind of match up, because they are the Sherlock Holmes and Watson of League of Legends, as I feel.
But like I'm saying though, I'm feeling like there's got to be something more than just a new champion come out of this.
Yeah, it's this reminds me of like all the project stuff. It's like that looks so cool, and like the build, and like the build up to it. It was like so cool. It's like this is why I want expanded like lore content for League of Legends. Like we're getting that now, kind of with like the occasional like event that has stories attached to it. But I'm like, what is stopping Riot from going? Yeah, we can totally get a novel made. Like Halo has a stack of novels. Like fucking Five Nights at Freddy's has a novel. I want a League of Legends novel. I don't care who is the star of it. It could be anyone out of the 100 plus champions.
You know, though, that could be the problem. Maybe they can't peg down which set of champions they want to go with. Because keep in mind, you could go that far. You wouldn't even have to narrow it down to just one champion.
Yeah.
You could narrow it down to one group of champions. But maybe that's a case of they're not sure. Because look, player base wise, yeah, you've got your standards that you see a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But really, even them are all scattered.
Then why not do a what's the name for it? A god, I can't think of the name of it. Halo Legends is what I'm thinking of right now. A like a collection of shorter stories that you put into a novel that like kind of jump around to different champions.
The only reason I could think of maybe why they wouldn't want to do something like that is maybe they would want to try to either one in game or two out of game, build a way to connect the champions more than just, okay, they're all from different places and they're now here.
Mhm. Well, I'm trying. It's like there's an image that kind of like very simplistically breaks down like how a lot of champions are connected. Like so there's a lot of intricacies to champions in League of Legends.
Yeah.
It's just some have a lot more connections than others.
And I'm thinking that might be what they wanted to do. They want to build all those connections first and then go into that.
Yeah, and I know like the League of Legends lore has kind of like been in flux for a while since they decided to take out all of the summoners and like the League of Legends like in lore out of lore. And the whole thing about and like all of the like the game centric things that allow for League of Legends, like they took all of that out, so it's just the characters and their adventures essentially in terms of the lore. And I know that's kind of like since they took all that out, everything's now in flux because some champions are more affected by this changeover than others. So like some champions are like not back in place, but I still feel like at this point there's enough there that I'm like I want something. I want to buy something that is a novel that focuses on a character or a certain set of characters in League of Legends and tells a story with them.
I,
Because
I'm
you
not
have this
saying I
big.
disagree with you.
I
I'm
know.
not saying that I disagree with you. I'm just saying that there's got to be some kind of logical reasoning as to why Riot's been like, that's an idea, but we're not ready yet.
I know. It's just like, it's like, come on, League. Especially when like how my college life goes, where I'm like in between when I'm going to class and I get there early and I'm like, I want to kill time and I have no one to talk to. It's like I want to read something, and I've literally read all the Halo novels I have, and that's almost all of the good Halo novels. I don't know where to go from here.
Oh,
So I'm like, I want something. And League, you can fill that spot for me. Like, just give me something to read. Like, just give me something to, like, get into.
not to mention, I just thought of something else. What if the reason why they haven't done that is because they want to build the lores up enough to where people can kind of make their own stories as opposed to just having a set, this is what happened.
Maybe. I don't know.
Like maybe they want to encourage fan made novels instead of physical, this is word for word what happened.
Maybe.
Whereas with the Halo universe, it's pretty much cut and dried. You've got certain things that have to happen, so it's
Yeah.
easier to kind of make it work in a novel setting. Whereas with this, it's more like, okay, here's background of this champion. Here's who this champion is more interacted with within their background. You make up
Mm-hmm.
the story from there.
Yeah. We've got like a couple specific stories, like from the Shroomy event, the recent Bilgewater event that gave Gameplank a metal arm and led to Misfortune being the de facto leader of Bilgewater now.
But see, I see that as, okay, they already had the setup for both Gangplank and Fortune
Mm-hmm.
in terms of their lore. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like that's something that has progressed, and we've seen that because of already being established with them. Like that's
Yeah.
not something that happened in their past. That's something that's happened in the time that we've known of them.
Yeah.
And maybe that's kind of the thing. Maybe they feel like in terms of the game, they need to keep that stuff more for in-game use, whereas novels for League would do better filling in the back gaps. But there again, kind of gets into what I was saying about maybe they're wanting more fan-made stuff, not necessarily cut and dry. This is what happened.
Yeah, I just want like the one story where it's just like Caitlin and V like on a case in Piltover because they are cops, and I'm like, you could so do a Sherlock Holmes and Watson-esque story with these two, and I'm like, I want to see that story. I want to see whatever the hell story you can tell with Nar, or like with E, or with like any of these characters, because like, there's so many cool characters in League that is just like you could tell a story with them, or you can tell a story with this character and with these characters. I'm just like, I just want to see. I just want to see good stuff written from that. That like Riot can do that I can buy because I want to support League outside of just playing the game every now and again and buying a cool skin. I would like to support their endeavors to go. We want to tell stories with these champions and not just make this cool game that doesn't really have a story to it. Like I want to encourage Riot with money to go tell more good stories, Riot. You can do it. I believe in you. I know that sounds weird, but it's what I want. It's just like I want to encourage Riot to be storytellers. That's all I want. I would encourage them to go. You guys want to tell stories? You've told some really cool stories. Keep going. Like just keep going. We believe in you. I believe in you, and I got money to prove it. All right. Well, that's pretty much it. There's nothing else.
As we
Just,
kind of
just
proceeded to blow time on that one.
yeah. All right. So,
IR opening. So,
guess we can do a nice little big topic look back to 2015 now, since 2015's over. It's 2016 now.
officially.
Yep. So, I guess just to get start with some of these events, if anything pops out. I don't know where to begin, to be honest. I never know where to begin with any of this.
Don't either.
But I guess just talking about like some of the stuff we've talked about. E3 was kind of cool this year. I feel like
Yeah.
it was a neat year. I mean, I think it's weird to say the best press conference we got from E3 this past year was not one of the big three. It was also the one I had no faith in to begin with. I was like, Bethesda? The fuck is Bethesda doing a press conference for? What are they going to show?
Then it was like,
That's me.
oh,
Yeah,
damn.
yeah, me pressing the pre-press conference. Post press conference. Best conference of E3 this year. Bar none. Done. Can't be better than this.
Bethesda comes along and
Although I think the biggest moment I feel like, and this is probably true for a lot of people, maybe not so me, is the fact that this E3 gave us the announcement, hey, Final Fantasy VII's getting a remake. And it got shown in terms of a cutscene trailer. But, get what you get. Yeah, I think that's like the big moment for a lot of people. I would also say this year's like continuing the expansion of the toy for video game market, because we now have 3 games/4 toy lines now for this genre,
yeah.
and and at the very least, 3 of them are good. I will continue to shit on Disney Infinity. I don't care what anyone says.
Oh, but 3.0 is free on Steam.
So
That's it. Like literally, that's it. Go look at the reviews and on it, and yeah, you'll understand.
now, what are the reviews saying? Because I'm curious.
Basically, shitting on the entire fact of it being free to play. That
Oh,
really it's free to pay.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's free to play as long as you already have a figure, which defeats the entire purpose of free to play. That's not free to play. That is free to download and take up hard drive space.
Oh, they give you the rotational characters to play. Like
That's it.
basically free rotation, like how League does.
Really.
From what I understand, I
At least,
downloaded it because I wanted to try it to see how shitty it turned out, and after reading the reviews, I'm like, I'll wait. I might do it later.
oh, like I've gotten to play a Disney Infinity game, and it's just not that good. Like at least the 360 version was frame rate hell. Like the custom levels people designed weren't that good and were easily breakable. Like easily breakable. Like they broke on their own, just trying to be, a normal level.
Yep.
The character roster is not being used to its fullest potential. It's just whatever Disney wants to promote these days instead of going, this is a game that is meant to connect to both young and older audiences. We should cash in on nostalgia. Like, fuck.
The Amiibos did it.
The entire existence of Amiibos is based off nostalgia. The entire
Yep.
existence of Smash is based off nostalgia.
Yep.
Because guess what? Yes, there are characters there that are supposed to promote new properties, but there's still it still has a base of strong characters that everyone knows and loves and grew up on.
Mario, Link,
Right.
Pikachu. Because let's
Mm-hmm.
face it, Pokemon's that old.
Mm-hmm. It's like it's getting its 25th anniversary this year.
I mean,
Like the yeah. Like
Sonic, Pac-Man, Game and
mm-hmm.
Watch. And
Mega Man.
you can't tell me the nostalgia isn't there.
Yeah. And look at Lego Dimensions. That is wholeheartedly we are going to put this in the game because people love this.
And not to
Like,
mention, Legos have been around forever.
mm-hmm.
Who isn't, even if they don't get the game, who isn't going to want to buy the packs to build their own Lego fill in the blank here?
Mm-hmm. Like look at the properties Lego Dimensions has. Yes, it's got the Lego movie, and it's got Jurassic World, and it's got DC Comics. But it also has Lord of the Rings. Not Hobbit, Lord of the Rings.
Doctor Who.
It Doctor Who. It has the Ghostbusters, the original Ghostbusters, not the reboot Ghostbusters that are coming out like in the next 2 years or so. I don't know fucking when it comes out. The original Ghostbusters. It's got Scooby fucking Doo, the original Scooby Doo. It's got Simpsons. It's like these are things that are core to people. Hell, it's got Portal 2 for no other reason than to just have video games represented alongside Midway Arcade, which is just a general we're gonna like do whatever we want with Midway games. And it's super classic Midway games from what I've seen.
Huh.
Like, this has a game where we have two different Batmen. Because you not only have Lego Movie Batman, but you have DC Comics Batman. Two distinct, different Batmen.
Do we have two
Like,
Batmobiles?
No.
Uh,
We just have them doing a silly slap fight for a while.
over the Batmobile.
No, just over the fact of like, I'm Batman. No, I'm Batman. No, I'm Batman. No, I'm Batman.
And let me guess, that's when someone needed to walk in and say, "You both are Batman. Now shut the fuck up."
Well, this is when all the shit goes down. But it's like, the Dimensions embraces that. Hell, and all of those different franchises I mentioned, they all have levels you explore throughout the course of the game. All of them. All of them. Everyone is represented equally in this game. Unlike with Disney Infinity, where only certain things get levels you get to play with. Otherwise, you're just a character. And that's it.
Oh, so yeah, like
And
the
it's also.
whole division that we now have with 3.0 of Marvel, Disney, Star Wars.
And it's dumb because Disney owns all of it!
Yep.
Disney, you own all of this! Why are you putting up boundaries? It doesn't matter!
Well, you
It
know
literally
why?
does not matter!
You know why? Hulk smash Force.
You're willing enough to acknowledge the existence of Kingdom Hearts for a costume change? Why? Why not go further? You fucking own the rights. You could totally call up Square Enix and yo, we want Sora and Riku in fucking Disney Infinity 4.0. Because guess what? Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming out in the next 2 years. Fuck it. Why not? Help promote the game. Put the two of them in there. They're going to be two of the main characters of the game.
But that's not going to happen.
At
Because
least
they're
I
not
understand.
using Infinity to promote, apparently.
Except they are, because they have Star Wars in the year when the new Star Wars movie came out. And they promoted Inside Out when the game came out, when the movie launched.
To be fair, though, I don't think that was necessarily meant to do that. I think it just happened.
But it's in the opposite case because we had a Frozen 2-pack, but no world to explore. You just had Anna and Elsa, and that was it. But what?
Mm-hmm.
What? You have this
Mm-hmm.
huge ass franchise that people love to the point that there are people who hate it just because it exists, and you don't do anything with it besides, here you go. There's
Pretty
the two main
much.
characters.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh my god. Infinity, why you so dumb? Why you so dumb?
You know what I think it is? Look at it at a different standpoint for a second.
Okay.
Skylanders is so big because of the reason that the developer behind it really only focused on the Spyro stuff. True.
Oh, we're talking about Skylanders?
Yep.
Okay.
The development
Yeah.
team really only focused on Spyro stuff up until then.
Mm-hmm.
The Amiibos, solely Nintendo, focused on. You look at what it originally focused with, Smash.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of makes sense there. What did Disney try to do? They've got so much going on because TV, movies, trying to get into the gaming.
Mm-hmm.
When they tried to do that, rather than trying to single out a certain thing and focus there first, they tried to do it all.
Yeah.
That was the problem. And they just have not been able to figure that out. If they
Yeah.
would if they would just take a step back, focus on each thing first and try it again, they'd do better.
Yeah.
Lego, they're doing so good because they've only focused on one thing up until now.
Hmm.
And let's face it, you had the Lego toy line, which usually went along with the movies that the Lego games wound up going with.
You know what? That's a weird thing I've realized. You know the Lego original properties that are in Lego Dimensions? They're not really that big of a focus. Like none of them are main characters.
It's because they don't really want it to be that way.
I was like, wow, they didn't even fall into that trap of like having their characters be the main stars. No, the main stars are actually only one of them is like Lego original, and that's Wild Style. Otherwise, it's Wild Style, DC Comics Batman, and Gandalf. And that's your three main characters of the story.
But to be fair, that kind of makes sense because outside of the Lego movie, what did Lego solely have? It really always capitalized off of using other popular things. Like the
Yeah.
Bionicles is the only thing, but they're not in it.
No. That's because they
So,
only just now got rebooted.
I mean, it's one of those with, if you take the Bionicles out of it, there's really not anything outside of the Lego movie that is solely them. It's
Hmm.
always using a third party.
Yeah, because Chima and Ninjago aren't that big.
Not really.
And those are the two that are represented in Dimensions. And they're not that big.
Like I think Ninjago hit big at start, but it died down
Hmm.
really quickly.
Yeah.
Like I think aren't they still making episodes of it?
Yes, I believe they are.
And you
Alongside
barely
Chima.
hear it.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
mean,
they have a new series I think they're going to make is Nexon Knights to go along with that series of figures and sets. And yeah, Bionicle's getting a Netflix series next month, I think.
we need
To
another
go,
game like Bionicle Heroes.
I think they're taking it slow with the Bionicle reboot. They're just slowly easing things back into place. Like we're only just now getting new novels and stuff, new written material. No, we're getting the Netflix series this year to go alongside the new fall sets that came out, the Uniters. And
I mean,
I'm surprised.
I get that they're wanting to take it slow. They don't want to rush hardcore
Yeah,
into it, but we need another game like Bionicle Heroes.
yeah. I would think that like that is in the future as long as Bionicle stays strong, and it looks like it's staying strong so far. Because I also think I wouldn't be surprised if like if we get an announcement that Lego Dimensions 2 is going to come like next this year.
Nah, really?
We're going to get a Lego Dimensions 2 this year, and one of the primary franchises, will probably be Bionicle because they will probably do minifigures for the characters. Because it's like, well, yeah, it's not the first time we've had Bionicle minifigures. It's just like Bionicle relaunched too late for them to include in Lego Dimensions. I feel like by the time the development started for Dimensions, Bionicle wasn't ready just yet, and it wasn't like we don't know how this will go, so we're gonna wait
Which makes sense.
just in case.
I'm kind of hoping that you're right on that, and we get a
Hmm.
Dimensions 2 that kind of brings the Bionicles back into the gaming scene a bit.
Hmm.
And I kind of hope that at that point, that's what's going to determine whether or not the Bionicles comes back as standalone video games or not.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we'll just start there, and then hopefully we'll get a new game like to go on alongside maybe next year's spring sets. Because depending on how the spring sets go for this year, I wouldn't be surprised if the trend is fall sets are heroes, spring sets are villains. Because last year that was the case. Because the fall 2015 sets, or 2014 sets technically, The fall 2014 sets, because they technically they came out in 2014, although they really didn't hit store shelves really big until the new year. Because I did pick up mine like the day after Christmas. I got all of my Toa after Christmas, alongside the protectors. But like the fall sets, it's primarily heroes and with one villain. And for the spring sets, it was all villains and one hero.
Hmm.
And it's looking like that case now because the new Uniter sets, the fall, it's all all of the Toa in one villain, or all the Toa, the elemental beast for the Uniter stuff, and then one villain. Now, I wouldn't be surprised that come spring, the trend stays the same. It's all villains. And then we get one new hero, which, if I'm right, and considering how this is looking, since the Uniters are essentially the equivalents of the Nuva from back in Gen 1, the one hero will probably be our Takanuva equivalency. Our Toa of Light equivalent for this generation. So our 7th Toa. It's weird to say that because I kind of count the Toa as a Sentai team because they have all of the markers of a Sentai team, which is probably why I fell in love with Bionicle to begin with, because I was a Power Rangers fan for the longest time.
Oh god, we're gonna have to play Chroma Squad, aren't we?
At some point, yes.
Because you're getting really tied into that now.
Well, it doesn't help. It's like I want Sentai stuff, but I have no real new show to watch that's good. But yeah, like we'll probably have our 7th Toa, since Takanuva came with the Toa Nuva back in the day. Or at least that's my guess. Since the Uniters seem to be the Toa Nuva equivalency. Since they have, I believe, the old Nuva symbol present on them. But anyway. But yeah, this year was pretty big for all that stuff.
Yeah.
Although, the weird thing is, LEGO Dimensions is stocked all the hell every time I go to a store. Like, it's not hard to get a hold of anything, I think, for LEGO Dimensions. I don't know if that's a show of, like, maybe it's not selling that well, or that they just keep it stocked so well.
I'm hoping it's a case of they learned from the amiibos and they're just overstocking. But at the
Well,
same
Skylanders.
time, I'm also thinking that's not a good strategy either.
Yeah.
Because if you overstock, then that means you're losing your butt on it unless you're making enough to overpass that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is Amiibo stack shortages were a big part this year. Seems to be mostly solved. I say mostly solved. It seems like everyone's kind of getting a restock now. We're slowly getting the old rare guys back, fully stocked, like Villager, like Marth.
Yeah.
Wheat Fit Trainer's probably going to be one of those other ones. Meta Knight, I believe, is going to get a restock soon.
I was actually going to mention Marth because I was actually Black Friday. I was in the GameStop over by Target, and oh my god, at the amount of Marths in their little stand there, I was like, holy shit!
Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah. I guess specific games, like any standout games. One of the ones I see is WWE Immortals, and the only reason that I mention that is because I recently played that Conquest of Champions from Marvel. They both play about the same, and they're both not that good. It's I don't care for either one. They're not that good. Like Immortals has a neat idea with like doing something with the characters, but eh. I only say that because WWE is just like for me these days. I just want something good creatively from WWE, and Immortals was the closest I got. Uh, choo- 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 choo. Looking through February.
Did I hear that?
Majora's Mask 3D came out this year to rousing success, I would say. Because that's one people were like, "Are they going to do it? Are they going to do it?" Because there was a hint to a Majora's Mask remake or HD re-release in what was it? Link Between Worlds, the recent 3DS Legend of Zelda. That's not the co-op one.
Yeah, yeah.
Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. That's the Monster Hunter I keep getting recommended by. I kept getting recommended by one of my classmates from my programming class.
I've heard it's really good.
From what I've seen, Monster Hunter looks really fun with other people. It's best to have a group for Monster Hunter that you do stuff with, because it's essentially an MMO.
Kirby and the Rainbow Curse.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that game. Oh God.
Which one?
Order 1886.
Oh,
I forgot about 1886. That fucking bankrupt ass game.
yeah.
Cutscene, the video game, literally. Such
Uh,
promise from a game that fell so fucking flat. Jesus. Like, that game had such promise with like this cool 4-player, like alternate timeline London game. Like, it looked cool, and then it just shit the bed on release. And
yep.
everyone shit on it, and it deserved to die in whatever hole it crawled into. Oh, one of the I am surprised this game is really that good. Dragon Ball Xenoverse, from what I've seen, it
Really?
looks really good. Yeah, and like the whole create a character thing with being able to create your own Dragon Ball character from all the different like well-known races in Dragon Ball, it looks like a pretty cool game, all things considered.
Hmm.
Like that was a surprise for me this year. It's just like, wow, that Dragon Ball game actually looks pretty cool. I would be interested in that. Five Nights 3 to continue the Five Nights quadrilogy or quadrilogy.
I don't know.
I
I
think
don't know
we're at the
what the
quadrilogy
technical
point.
term is for it.
I'm gonna go with quadrilogy because I believe that's what fucking Matt Pat said on his last stream for Five Nights at Freddy's, where it's like, "Hey, do you believe in the not fun theory or the fun theory?" uh,
Mario vs. Donkey Kong Tippin' Stars, the creative game that got super overshadowed by Mario Maker.
yeah, the it's like, hey, this is gonna be the cool like create it your own level game, and then Mario Maker came out and it was like, this is the fucking game you want.
Oh, it's like that game was so popular for so long up until Mario Maker, and then it's like, yep, dead. Just
Yeah,
dead.
Codename Steam proving that the Fire Emblem developers know how to make a good RPG, and went and did Valkyria Chronicles just as good as Valkyria Chronicles was, because it plays like Valkyria Chronicles. Like you don't believe me? Go watch footage from both games. It's Valkyria Chronicles, just unique style of turn-based and real-time tactical game that is just so unique. Um, oh, that came out previous year. I was about to say, what's Bioshock Infinite on? Oh, that makes sense.
Linux.
Linux. Um, Tales from the Borderlands, I think, started this year.
Yeah,
Hmm. I have not looked into that one at all.
I haven't either.
Mario Party 10, proving that Nintendo doesn't know what to do with Mario Party anymore.
You mean Minigame Party 10? Yeah.
With online play as prevalent as it is today, why can't we get an online 4-player multiplayer Mario Party game? Like I
Traditional
don't.
Mario Party. Don't say Mario Party.
Yeah, to a traditional Mario Party.
Uh,
Bloodborne came out to rousing success, I would say. Like kind of outdoing Dark Souls 2, I feel like. Because I felt like a lot of people were disappointed with Dark Souls 2. Like the DLC showed what Dark Souls 2 could have been, and then Bloodborne showed up and went, "This is how you do a Souls game. That's not even a Souls game, technically, outside of all the gameplay mechanic stuff that it shares." And like all of this, like fucking the boss designs were just like, what the fuck am I looking at? Oh god, I am legitimately scared now.
I have to look this one up.
Which one?
Grand Theft Pizza Delivery.
The fuck?
And of course, it don't take me straight to it.
Google, help us.
Oh, come on. Really?
Oh god, this game looks like garbage already. Oh, this looks like a throwback to the original Grand Theft Auto games, and that is not good because those games were not that good. There's a reason most people don't talk about Grand Theft Auto 1 and 2. This does not look like that good of a game.
No, it does not.
Alright, moving on. Game
Yeah.
of Thrones, video
Moving on.
game. God, there's nothing else from March. Scholar of the First Sin, I think, is kind of the definitive Dark Souls 2 now. Mortal Kombat 10 came out to some issues. I think that came out this year. Yeah, I believe it came out this year.
That's the iOS Android one that it's showing. I don't remember.
But
Yeah,
I
it
still
did.
think more.
There it is, down farther.
Okay. But yeah, Mortal Kombat 10 came out. It had some like initial launch problems, but I think it still turned out pretty good. I think the only problem was like the story mode for that is really like, hey, have fun with the new characters, and not really show any good stuff with them. Because I was watching essentially a video game sins, the cinema sins version for video games. Look at the single player and pointed out like, God, they are really trying to make you love these new characters, and they suck. And I'm like, that's true. Time skips are kind of a problem at times. I Am Bread came out to, you know how that went.
Wait, Chroma Squad came out 15?
Yeah,
Oh,
Girl Squad came out this year.
thought it was. No, it didn't come out 16. You hate me right now. I can
The
feel
what?
it. You said this year.
Damn it!
I
Yeah, Girl Squad came out 2015.
didn't. For some reason, I was thinking it was 14, not 15.
Mm-mm.
Huh.
Yeah, I bought it not after launch, or not long after launch. Shovel Knight got to get on all the platforms. Good for Shovel Knight. Another good indie game. There was a lot of good indie games this year.
Yeah.
Hi Disney Infinity 2.0 on Vita.
Yeah.
Ooh, huge game for this year. that was game of the. I think it is a game of the year for a lot of people since it's probably the most solid AAA game we've gotten this year. Witcher 3.
Yeah.
Like that is so rock solid. It's ridiculous. Like I barely, if ever, hear any complaints about Witcher 3, and I hear complaints about Fallout 4 and all sorts of other games. But Witcher 3, that has almost been bulletproof. And that, I think, speaks a lot to how far that series has come, because Witcher 1, ugh, that is a bit of a mess to get through. And Witcher 2 has its fair share of issues. But Witcher 3 brought that series to, had just showed up and wowed 1,001 people.
Hmm.
Do.
I think the next big one's Splatoon.
Yeah.
Unless you say
Splatoon,
something.
not really. I would say Rogue Legacy, but I think Rogue Legacy's kind of died off. Or the hype for that kind of died off. Even though that's still a pretty good game. But yeah, Splatoon showing up going, hey, Nintendo can still make unique IPs and has won a lot of people over to Wii U, I feel like.
If we don't get a Splatoon 2 out of that, I'm gonna be surprised.
Yeah. Elder Scrolls Online got its reboot, essentially. Oh, Arkham Knight came out and had 1,001 problems on PC. And really took opinion for Arkham Knight down for a lot of people. I still felt like it was a pretty good game, not all problems considered. I still had fun with Arkham Knight at 20 frames a second. Yeah, I will still piss on it for that one, but I am willing to admit it's still a good game, all things considered.
I can't blame you.
Rocket League is another game that kind of showed up and like surprised people.
But I think too, it's kind of died back out.
Yeah,
Like it
I
didn't
kind of had
stay as strong as it probably should have.
I had fun from what I played, but it seems like one of those games that it's perfect for friends.
Like I would like eventually us to get it, but at the same time, I'm thinking, I don't know. As quick as it seems like it's died back out, I don't know.
Have a boyfriend. Moving on.
You just had to say it.
Yeah, I had to point it out. It's there. Five Nights 4. Life is Strange is another game that kind of surprised everyone this year. Although I don't know how well that's turned out. Apparently, some people are like on the writing for that.
I think some people are on that side of it, and then others are like, that is good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, I was thinking so. The first chapter for the new King's Quest.
Yeah, that was another big one. One thing I want to point out, and it's because people are like, "There's not a good Sonic game anymore." That's 2D. Well, guess what? There is a good 2D Sonic game now. It's called Freedom Planet. It's literally a Sonic game, but it's really cool. I've got to see like a lot of it from when Tom Fox played it for one random stream, like the entire way through. It looks really good.
Huh.
High Goat Simulator. Again. A surprising mobile release, Fallout Shelter. That was pretty good. That made money for something that was not supposed to make money. It's just like, we made this. Have fun. Don't. Then they just made oogles of money from it.
I love the fact that they came out and even said, you can completely play this game without spending a penny.
Don't spend money. And people spend money.
It's like, they figured it out. If you come flat out and tell people, look, you don't have to spend a dime to enjoy this, they will pay. League figured it out. Riot knows that you do not have to spend a dime on League. Yet people pay every day for skins or to buy champions.
And what is consistently one of the most popular games on Twitch?
League.
Consistently!
Yeah.
Always League! If it's not number 1, it's number 2. And it's hard to beat it. It takes a major event to beat it. Like right now, League is top by little less than double the viewers of Hearthstone.
Like, I legitimately think there's only like one time when League can get knocked down, and that's with a launch of a super big title.
Yeah. Or when a major event's happening, like next week. I think the next couple are like Mad Max, which was kind of a decent game from what I've seen. And then a huge game that probably shows a lot of issues that were happening over on Konami, Metal Gear Solid 5. A game that's not even complete. It's not complete. And it probably will never get to be complete. And ironically,
you missed
the
out
name
on
perfectly
Infinity
fits.
3.0.
I'm not having a fucking rant on Infinity again for like 20 minutes. That keeps happening. Every time I bring up Infinity, I have to rant on it and fucking bitch out that game every time we bring it up. No.
Only reason I said it is because I went by trying to figure out where you were at, and I'm like, oh, I've got to say it.
Yeah. Ironically, that name fits because that's the kind of feeling people are left with after Metal Gear Solid 5, no matter how solid that gameplay is.
Yeah.
Super Mario Maker. I already talked about that.
Before that, Lovers in a Dangerous Space Time. That game, to be a co-op game, looks actually really good.
Yeah, I've seen Total Biscuit play it. It's just like
the name makes it sound completely retarded. But
yes.
it is a good game from the looks of it anyhow.
Yeah. Anyway, Super Mario Maker, we already talked about that fairly well, I would say. Undertale coming out, surprising 1,001 people going like, this is an RPG that you'll never forget.
Oh, all the feels.
Yeah, it's just like, damn. Just like helping to cap off like the oogles of fantastic indie games we've gotten over the last couple of years. Like another one added to the list, and another like indie icon has been born through Undertale. Skylanders Superchargers came out. Not the most notable Skylanders, mostly because the gimmick for this year, the vehicles, just didn't turn out that well. It's a shame.
Lego Dimensions, on the other hand,
fuck it come out, and I think it's like the fucking best straight up toy video game we've gotten this year. Like that is the best one. Period. It is better than Infinity. It is better than Skylanders. It is the toy video game right now for this year. I can't count Amiibos because technically Amiibos is not a straight toy video game. It's just a toy line that has capabilities across multiple video games. It's a completely different take on the idea.
Yeah, because you're essentially buying DLC for multiple games.
Yeah. So it's a different take, so it's hard to compare it to Lego Dimensions, Skylanders, and Infinity. because at the end of the day, their functionality are very different. Persona 4 Dancing on that came out. Yay.
I'm surprised you mentioned that one.
I'm only mentioning it because it's a fucking Persona game, and yeah, Persona 5 is supposed to come out this year. Still waiting, still waiting, still waiting. Transformers Devastation came out and surprised people. It's apparently a pretty good game. No surprise, apparently Platinum got the good crew on it, not the bad crew that got on the fucking Legend of Korra game.
Rock Band 4.
Fucking coming out being like, yo, Rock Band's back, and I'm like, what? Why are you back? I thought you died. Where's Guitar Hero? Oh, by the way, we're back too. Why are you here too? Why are you both back? Why are you both back in the same year? Out of nowhere. What the fuck? The fuck? The fuck? The fuck? The literal fuck?
But I
Talos.
think the new Guitar Hero didn't go over as well.
I'm not surprised.
Like, I think Rock Band 4 actually took it between the two of them.
Yeah, I'm not surprised because I think Rock Band actually, because Rock Band, I believe, is made by the original people for behind Guitar Hero, I believe.
Boy, that's funny.
Mm-hmm. Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes, another surprise indie game that got all sorts of viral craze behind it.
I know. And it's fun, too. That's the good part
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah, it's the new, everyone has done this game now game.
Yeah. Minecraft Story Mode, which I've heard is good.
I have not looked into that. I need to look into that at some
I
point.
need to look into it more, but yeah.
Yoshi Woolly World. That looks like a pretty good game. Talos Project, I think, also was a pretty good, or Talos Principle, my bad. Talos Principle turned out to be a pretty good game as well. The Tales of game looks pretty good because I've seen plenty of the new Tales of game and it looked pretty good.
Just Dance, just because.
Yeah, yeah, get that out of the way.
And we're mentioning the bigger stuff anyhow, so.
The new Assassin's Creed. That was meh.
You mean the new Assassin's Creed that no one really heard about? Because I swear that was one of those that it was there, but not really. Triforce Heroes. Awkward Silence. Okay. I don't know what's happened here, but someone got quiet. Oh, okay. What the flip? Alright, we're back. Problems are solved now. Hope you all
Mike just
enjoyed that
turned itself
background
off.
music.
I don't know what happened. Mike just turned itself off. Anyway, where were we?
We were. I've got to uncheck the card. We were. Where were we?
I was
We
talking about the
were.
Tales of game when this nonsense happened.
No, you said about the Assassin's Creed game.
Oh, okay, but yeah, Syndicate just came out and that was it.
And then I mentioned Triforce Heroes, and that's when I realized that you were quiet.
Yeah, that surprised a lot of people. To be honest, yeah, I was like, oh, okay, I'll play this other game. That probably it doesn't look that interesting. That was kind of like a time filler back during like the big Nintendo Direct, and it's like, oh no, that's actually a pretty good game, and I'm like,
Yeah, it is
because
a
apparently,
good
you know,
game.
that not Metroid game, you know, the fucking sports one, apparently is good. It just didn't need to be called a fucking Metroid game.
Yeah, that tends to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Nintendo's the notorious ones for doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Star Fox Adventures, anyone?
Yeah.
Good game, bad Star Fox game. Yeah. Tends to be Nintendo's claim to fame.
Mm-hmm. Uh, yeah, the new Tales of game looks pretty good. I kind of like the whole fucking fusion thing you do with certain members of your party, and you get like a super form out of it. I'm like, that's neat. The Fatal Frame game looked pretty decent overall.
Oh yeah, yeah. I got
Halo
the
5!
demo of it and it looked good.
Yeah, Halo 5. Oh my god.
No.
What are you doing? Insert footage of my rant about the whole Make Your Spartan thing to go along with, like, yep, Halo 5 came out and it's not that good. They were bold, but this was the wrong game to be bold with for the story they were telling. The absolute wrong game to be bold with. Hi Octodad. I don't think that's the original release.
It's not. It was up higher though.
The Black Fishies. The Blops 3. Yeah, I'm just not interested in Call of Duty right now. Yokai Watch hitting stateside. The new Pokemon. That's kind of hitting big. That's really big in Japan, from what I've understood.
Yeah, like
Like,
so big that it was that the second movie to the series was outperforming in terms of ticket sales the new Star Wars movie.
yeah, yeah. Like that shows you like. Well, first and foremost, I don't think like American movies don't do that well over in Japan. Like the comic book movies from Marvel don't do that good over in Japan. But even then, like
Star
this is
Wars though
Star
is
Wars.
popular over there too though.
Yeah, this is a movie that's made $500 million fucking dollars in a weekend, and the new Yokai Watch movie was still outperforming it.
And the reason
It
I
is the
said
new Pokemon.
outperforming and not outgrossing is because the way they ranked it in the article I saw was based off of the amount of ticket sales. Obviously, a child's ticket does not cost as much as an adult's ticket, so yeah, Star Wars still made more money, but the second Yokai Watch movie sold more tickets.
Yeah, yeah. Yokai Watch is the new Pokemans. Which is why I think, which is why we have Ghost. To be honest, it's why we get a paranormal Kamen Rider.
Makes
Is the
sense.
is the cash in
Cash
on
in
the
on it.
yeah. Toei loves to cash in on popular stuff. For Rise of the Tomb Raider, I have not checked into either of the reboot Tomb Raider games, to be honest. Like, they look cool, and it's kind of weird that the new Tomb Raiders look very much like the Uncharted games, and Uncharted, in a way, is inspired by Tomb Raider to begin with.
So it kind of is weird.
Plus, I think they both still pull from like the same ideas of like the old school adventure films and stuff. It's just yeah.
The Indiana Jones.
Well, like even older than that, because Indiana Jones was even inspired by those types of films. Like going back even further than Indiana Jones.
Um, I'm gonna mention it. I know there might be something else you want to mention between this, but Star Wars Battlefront.
To be honest, there would be nothing besides not Mario Party Animal Crossing game, but yeah, Battlefront just came out, and I feel like it's not that good of a game. It's here to cash in on Star Wars, and that's it. And I'm like, you have a legacy here, Battlefront, that is good, and you are just here to cash in. That is a damn shame because you can be so much better.
and
You can be the
and
game we want.
and I'm gonna mention, and Glock's not here to cause an argument.
Oh.
Yeah, my thoughts about Battlefront. I saw some of them come out after the game came out.
Ha!
There's not that much variation amongst the rest of the modes either, from what I understand of it.
Not really.
So, yeah, I pretty much hit the nail on the head. They made a Battlefield game that had a Star Wars cover on it.
Yeah. And it doesn't even have the depth that a Battlefield game can have. So it's like Battlefield Light. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's bad for me to say, but when we played the beta, and even with my laptop chugging, barely even making it to 20 frames, I could get that vibe. That says a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when I can't play it properly and I'm getting that feeling, there's
Mm-hmm.
something wrong.
Uh, the new Mario Tennis is honestly not that good from what I've heard, which is a damn shame. It's so light on content, it's ridiculous.
Eh. To be fair, though, it's kind of fell under the radar more so
Mm-hmm.
because of Mario Maker and Splatoon.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's why we don't hear as much bashing about that.
Mm-hmm. Rainbow Six Siege actually looks like a pretty good game now. Now that I've seen it properly in action, it's really good. Like, but still the problem of like, if you get a really good team, you need a team, you need friends to work with. But if you do, you have really good, really solid game behind this. And I'm like,
So if you don't have a good team with you, then the game kind of
it,
sucks.
yeah, you need a group of friends for that one. But there's still like a really good game here. It's just it needs the community, and that's the hardest thing to get.
At launch, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like even right now, yeah. Truthfully though, I'd say probably give it another 5, 6 months or until the next big thing comes out. That
Mm-hmm.
community will change for the better. Because then you'll lose a lot of the people that just hopped in because, ooh, Rainbow Six game. I've got to play it. And then you'll
Mm-hmm.
start getting the people that are like, okay, look, I'm playing this game correctly. You can either play it correctly or I'm kicking you.
Uh, Xenoblade Chronicles X looks really good, even on Wii U. Like you have to download 1,001 fucking like free packs to help with loading times and all that bullshit. But fuck, it looks really good.
I like that disclaimer. It looks really good, even on Wii U.
Well, I mean, like visually, like holy fuck! Like if you show someone footage of that and do not tell them what it's on, they probably wouldn't guess it's on Wii U. Even though the pop in's like super hard on it, like super hard. Like oh my god.
And you saying that right there, that's making me wonder even more how the games on the NX will be. Because if they can pull that capability off on the Wii U that is not at the specs that they're saying the NX might be at,
Yeah.
it's like, holy hell. What we've known from Nintendo might not exist anymore, kind of deal.
Yeah, maybe. List of cancel games and nothing that notable for me to be honest. Besides Silent Hills. Fucking Silent Hills getting buried. Don't worry, Konami. We're digging the grave for Konami. We're just waiting for them to kill over. And then the highest critically reviewed games according to Metacritic. GTA 5, MGS 5, Witcher 3, Undertale, Journey, Bloodborne, Shovel Knight, Tales from the Borderlands, Witcher 3, Wild Hunt, Hearts of Stone, and Majora's Mask 3D. That says a lot when a Witcher 3 fucking DLC gets on this fucking top 10 list.
Okay, and to be fair, how is a DLC a game?
It is according to Metacritic.
How? That's not a game. That's a DLC.
It is according to Metacritic. But yeah. But yeah, that's all complaints withstanding. That I think that says a lot about The Witcher 3. If their DLC can top a top 10 list and make it into like a top 10 list of video games, I think that says a lot about the reviews for Witcher 3.
Yeah. I'll give
Oh,
it that, but I seriously question Metacritic right now.
plus 2 indie games on this top 10. 2, and one of them cracked the top 5. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I love it when indie games get a lot of love, especially when they're good indie games. Like Undertale is such a unique RPG. It's just there is no other game like it. Literally none.
Yeah, and I don't think there'll ever be a game like it.
Yeah.
That's what's so good and bad for it at the same time. It's
Yeah.
like he's set the bar so high for that
Yeah.
that how can you top it?
Alright. I was gonna say, like, this was a really good year for gaming, I feel like, overall.
Yeah.
We had some really good stuff. Like we had some games that didn't turn out that well due to issues related to them, but overall we still had a lot of good games this year. And a lot of stellar indie games. Indie really showing its stuff. And some of them were even kickstarted, like Chroma Squad. Like that is awesome that we're getting great games through the support and through like people supporting them through Kickstarter and Indiegogo. Like it's showing that those aren't just black holes for money to where money goes and it just disappears. No, good stuff can come from this. They might be the exceptions to the rules, but by God, when we get the stuff out of here, we get some solid fucking diamonds out of it. Anyway, oh God, that's loud as fuck.
Shall we move on to releases and quick draws?
Yes, does trying to prep something, and you have to give me a second because I need to prep something.
Great. What do we need to prep exactly? I'm assuming the video.
Yeah, I'm prepping my quick draw real quick because I need to get the time code. 3:40, by the way. Anyway, it's loud as fuck, by the way. All right, releases.
Okay.
Most of these are PC releases.
As
There would have been a
always.
PSP release on here, but I said, fuck it, who cares about the PSP?
Some people still care about the PSP.
I honestly feel like the Vita is probably the better option now.
But PSP all the way.
Anyway, coming out on the 4th, Pony Island for PC.
Do I even want to know what that game is?
Nope.
Okay, moving on.
I don't even know what the game is, and I'm like, nope. Coming out on the 5th, Amplitude for PlayStation 4. A wild cat girl appears for PC. I don't even.
I don't either.
Crazy Belts for PC. And Soda for PC. Weird considering what my quick draw is, but whatever.
Okay. To be fair, you want to know what popped in my head when you said crazy belts?
Yeah. What the? I don't understand PC releases sometimes.
When you said that one, the exact thought that popped in my head was some sort of weird writer parody thing.
Yeah. Alright. Age of Steel Recharge for the PC coming out on the 6th, alongside Squirms for PC. Squirms. I don't even understand that word. Coming out on the 7th, we have Avoider for Wii U and Tabletop Gallery for Wii U.
Oh, wow, we actually got 2 Wii U releases in the same day.
I know.
What's
Coming
bad
out
is
on
they're
the 8th.
both indie games, I guarantee it.
Probably. We have Lovely Planet for Xbox One, Chiptune Champion for PC, and Dead Tales for PC.
Trails. You said Tails.
Damn it, Trails for PC. Sorry, I have to accentuate the Z since it's capitalized. Coming out on the 12th, we have Assassin's Creed Chronicles India for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC. If it's anything like the previous Chronicles game, it probably won't be that good. The other Chronicles game wasn't that good. We have Gone Home for Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Hey, that's that horror title, I think.
Maybe.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Banner Saga for Xbox One and PlayStation 4, and Big Action Mega Fight for PC. Yep, we're just getting all the weird names out of the way. Also, ignore the fact that some of these are 2015. I think I didn't pay attention half the time. Anyway, coming out on 13th, Energy Cycle for PC, Love Beat for PC, Marcus Level for PC, and Pro Basketball Manager 2016 for PC. And finally, on the 15th, when our next show shall be, it's Dragon's Dogma, Dark Horizon for PC, Echoes of Etheria, Oxenfree, and then Tabletop Gallery, all for PC. So, yeah. All that stuff.
You know what's funny? You caught that it was supposed to be 16 for the stuff for the 8th and the 12th. But you didn't catch it for the rest of it.
That's because for like the next month, I'm going to think it's 2015 when it's 2016, and it's not going to happen until February when it's finally like
oh my god,
2016.
You know what I just realized?
What?
You even dated the freaking list of articles wrong.
Damn it! Yes, I did. Fuck.
I just look up and I'm like, oh, how did I miss that?
Yeah. Gonna just
Fix that right now before you
Yep.
get something wrong.
Just gonna do that. At least the dashboard's correct, right? Right?
I don't know.
Yes, it is. Good.
Thank God.
Alright. Let's talk about quick draws. Let's talk about half a trailer that I give a shit about.
Just half of it?
Yes. Alright. Okay, we got a new trailer for Kingdom Hearts 3 in HD 2.8. Half this trailer is for HD 2.8, and it's primarily showing off Kingdom Hearts 3D HD. Along with a little bit of a tease of that point 2 prologue that features Aqua, because at the beginning of this trailer, there's a cutscene that probably introduces that prologue, and it's in the engine Kingdom Hearts 3 is in, but it's essentially just a cutscene with the same intro we've gotten teased with before, and then it's just straight into Kingdom Hearts 3D footage, so it doesn't matter because you've probably already seen that. What we're here for is for the brand new Kingdom Hearts 3 footage that, fuck, this looks really good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, we set.
Yep.
Alright, we're going to pick up from the 340 marker in case you're curious if you want to watch along with us. So, watching the Kingdom Hearts 3 footage of this trailer in 3, 2, 1, go.
Which, if you want sound, you'll have to watch along with us, by the way.
Hang on, we have a problem.
What?
The video broke when I swapped to HD.
You serious?
Yep.
Okay, then we'll pick up at 340 marker. I just left it on SD.
I would watch this footage in HD, goddammit.
I'm sure you do.
Alright.
Try this again.
Trying once more for the 340 marker now that I'm not dumb and broke the footage and broke the video player in 3, 2, 1, go. I also forgot to turn it down because it's just loud as fuck. By the way, this is still the Rapunzel world that we know is going to be in Kingdom Hearts 3. God, this game looks slick as fuck. We got some new nobody enemies, the rose petal guys going around right now. A little bit of flow motion, showing off shot locks, or the flow locks, I guess. Since it's a combination of flow motion and a shot lock. Yeah, don't pay attention to the fact that like only this section of the world is finished. Yeah, don't pay attention to that. Also, that looks gorgeous. Because we've gotten that world before in Kingdom Hearts 3D, and that looks gorgeous. That's a Yinset's tower.
Huh.
Also, that's the Bud Lightyear ride, showing off more of the the attraction motion stuff. God, Kingdom Hearts 3 looks so good. I can't wait.
Now in development.
Those are the
For
3 words.
Xbox One and PS4. Did you notice that too?
Yep. We've known for the longest time Kingdom Hearts 3 was going to come to Xbox One. So why I say Kingdom Hearts 3.
Next gen, well, current gen console.
Oh, I'm getting a PS4 like within the next year. Like that,
hope.
there's, well, yeah. That is the hope, at least, of getting one in the next year. And I've just seen a picture of chicken wing ice cream. Well,
I don't know.
that's certainly a thing that apparently exists. But yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3 looks so good and so slick. It's just like, like with the whole fact that like the flow motion is in the game, it's just like, oh my god, this is gonna make the game so fast in combat, because flow motion is all about like rolling into a wall, bouncing off an enemy, rolling into the enemy, doing an attack, and just all this like fast movement stuff that complements your attacks and abilities. It's just so good. It's like this is the only those three words now in development. It's all I ever need to hear. I'm just like, yep, we're gonna get Kingdom Hearts in like next 2 years. I guarantee it. Like, it's not gonna. We're probably not gonna get it this year. We might get it next year, depending on how development goes. But you know what? It'll be out in the next 2 years, and that's okay with me. Because I might decide, yeah, I'm gonna watch Final Fantasy 15, or I'm gonna play Final Fantasy 15. Because you know what? It's made by the Kingdom Hearts crew, and it looks good. And why not make that my first actual Final Fantasy game?
I thought you played 7.
Oh yeah, I did play 7. I keep forgetting I've played 7. That says a lot for my experiences with 7.
Wow, that's words that'll get you hung really quickly.
Says everything I say on the show. Anyway, tell me your quick draw.
Uh, well, my quick draw is actually going out to something that I saw that part of me kind of hopes doesn't get shut down, but I have a funny feeling that Nintendo will. But
Oh.
essentially, Super Mario Maker for the PC. Now, granted, it's only got the Super Mario Brothers engine in it, because as I was looking through the FAQs, apparently this isn't supposed to be a remake of Super Mario Maker. So it was originally supposed to be a Super Mario Brothers engine,
Mm-hmm.
but he kind of changed it into that concept. So I'm assuming this originally was supposed to be similar to uh, Lunar Magic that a lot of the Super Mario World modders use.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I'm just going to play the trailer in the background.
Okay.
Um, honestly, from the video, it looks pretty on par to Mario Maker. Actually, getting into it though, it does function differently. So I kind of feel like they might let it go, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know. This is utilizing way too much. They might say something. Now, you watched the video too beforehand, didn't you?
Mm-hmm. I
That's what I
watched a
was
good bit of
thinking.
it.
So, what do you kind of think? Because you're kind of looking at this from an outside for both.
Mm. I mean, it's doing something different with the costumes by giving some of them projectiles, which I kind of feel like if you're gonna go that route, I kind of want you to just embrace the fact that this could just transition into a Super Mario Brothers crossover that totally just incorporates several of these characters and their entire movesets into this game. But
I
I guess
could
it's the
see
work in the
that
fact.
actually.
Yeah, I mean that's a lot of work because that's a lot of different characters and accounting for all that nonsense. But anyway,
But I mean, if you kept it as a fan made thing, then you could let other people contribute to it.
true.
It wouldn't necessarily have to be something that only one person did.
Yeah. But other than that, I'm just like, this is neat for those of us that just, I guess, want to mess with the creation tools without buying Super Mario Maker. But oh, it doesn't seem that far off from what Mario Maker is now. It just like is taking one theme of it and expanding it.
Yeah. I mean, there
And
is some things that are different, but I have to think of that being just because of coding issues. because you're obviously not going to be able to code it exactly the same as Mario Maker is.
Mm-hmm.
That's just a given. But I don't know. I'm at the point of it. It feels like it could be it, but at the same time, it feels like it could be different. So I don't know.
Don't mind me. I'm trying to. I'm voting in John's uh fortune cookie stream at the moment. Come on, Donkey Konga!
Oh
You
God.
better win, Donkey Konga. Come on. Come on, you're outpacing Pictionary. Come on, I believe in you. Anyway.
But
I mean, I feel like it's just it's kind of doing a niche kind of thing with it, where it's like, yeah, we're just gonna do the original Mario Brothers style, and like take the one unique thing it introduced in the Mario Brothers for Mario Maker, and just expand it and do other stuff with it that probably will never be done. And also, we're just gonna throw in any costumes we just feel like adding in, no matter what.
you know, now that I'm thinking about it, you know what I think the big thing would probably be? I don't I don't necessarily think that Nintendo would be at the shut it completely down point,
Mm-hmm.
but they might force certain changes.
Yeah.
Like obviously the Mii fighters from Smash, there's skins in there for them.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also some kind of pseudo level selector thing.
Mm-hmm.
I could see them maybe being like, okay, take that out. We know about the modding community for Super Mario World, so we're fine with you having it for that, but just only utilize this to mod the original Super Mario Brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe have him take out the stuff that makes it like Mario Maker and turn this
Yeah.
into something similar to how Lunar Magic is for Mario World.
I could see it.
Because anyone that's watched the Super Beard Bros, I think it was, I'm wanting to say it was somewhere in the beginning of the Mario Maker stuff. I know Gerard made a comment about Nintendo knows about Kaizo. So, I mean,
That's a scary thought.
so that tells me right there that if that's the case, then they also know of the way that it's modded and the method behind that.
Mm-hmm.
So I could completely see what I was saying going a lot more. Like I don't foresee this being a complete shut it down. Just you've got to change this so it's not like Mario Maker.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on it. And I've got it downloaded. I might play around with it some more. I don't know. But yeah, so that'll pretty much cover it for mine then.
All right. So that's pretty much gonna close it out. Now, one quick heads up. Next week, starting Sunday, you'll probably see TG Saloon hosting a certain stream. You'll probably see us hosting Games Done Quick for the entire week, outside of when we stream, because just because Games Done Quick is on doesn't mean we can't stream.
So basically Monday and Friday,
Pretty much.
unless we decide to do a random stream.
Yeah. But yeah, feel free to have us on the background while you're watching the whatever speed run is on when we're on. I don't think there's anything big going on when we're streaming.
I don't know. I ain't
Cause I
paying no
checked.
attention.
Because I had the game. Let me look. Because I had the schedule up earlier, and it didn't seem like there was anything too big when we were gonna stream. Let me. Oh my god! Really? Really? I get a bad request now when I try to check the fucking schedule. My god! I swear this is an Opera issue.
I don't ever have problems.
I keep getting 400 bad requests on certain web pages when I try to access them.
I don't have that problem.
All right, let me just boot up fucking Firefox and go there. Because apparently I can access it with Opera. I don't know what's going on. I think it's either an Opera issue or something within Opera is an issue.
Odd.
I know. We'll be streaming Monday over the course of technically three speed runs. The Battle Block Theater will be wrapping up by the time we stream, or like close to when we stream. Ori and the Blind Forest will be right in the middle, and then Velocity 2X will be like towards when we end.
Yep.
So nothing major. Although I'm curious about Ori and the Blind Forest since I keep seeing stuff for that.
And then Friday.
Friday is Ocarina of Time, Master Quest, and Majora's Mask. Will pretty much be what's on during. Fucking Majora's Mask will keep it. Will be like when we end, or maybe around. We'll be starting around when we end. It will be going for 5.5 hours on its 4-player co-op, whatever the fuck that is.
Wait. Really?
I think the co-op is just them passing off the controller after a while because it is a 5.5 hour speed run.
Okay, that makes more sense then.
Yeah.
You know what's funny though? That's the two Legend of Zelda games we were talking about earlier today.
I know. God damn it. But yeah, there's a lot of cool speed runs. I will be retweeting when Games Done Quick tweets out, "Hey, the Fire Emblem Path Radiant speed run starts." By the way, it starts Sunday night, this Sunday, 11:10, and we'll be going for 2.5 hours. Go check it out. It's cool and shows you what you can really do with Titania, because I believe she's the main unit for that one, for the most part. Titania is the main unit used for all of that. Oh my god, I skipped over the Left 4 Dead 2 one. Wow.
There's a Super Mario 64 one.
Oh, I think that's a standard by now. Ooh, a Simpsons arcade one. But yeah, you can check out the schedule, gamesdonequick.com. It will be like all over Twitch because half the people you follow on Twitch will probably be hosting it. We'll be hosting it because we hosted the last one, and fuck it.
The thing will
Might as
be
well.
if we remember to unhost before we start streaming.
Oh, it automatically unhosts when we go live.
Oh, okay.
It,
Because
yeah,
I know we had the problem before.
yeah, it turns off like when you go live, I believe.
I think.
Hell, I'm gonna turn on the hosting probably like close to when it starts Sunday.
Could technically turn it on after we're done here because this will be the last thing we do.
True, but I want to make sure I get the right Twitter or the right Twitch. Not the right Twitter, the right Twitch. The right Twitch and Twitch.
Yes, because we'll host the Twitter.
Yeah, we'll host the Twitter. And by the Twitter, I mean the fucking GDQ monitor Twitter. Anyway. So yeah, check that out all next week. We'll be hosting it. So if you want to get out of the GDQ chat and actually have a chat room, you can come use our chat room. Because that's a better idea, because you're not going to be able to have a conversation with anybody in the GDQ chat room. Like, at all. Whatsoever. None.
Not at all.
That chat moves a mile a second. A second. Second. So yeah. Expect expect some cool stuff there. I'll be checking out several of the speed runs, and I'll probably have a talk up. And next time we do TGS, we'll probably have a final numbers of like, this is how much money they raised. Congrats! It'll probably be close to $1 million. I'm feeling like $1 million. Because I don't remember what they last went, but it was like in the. I want to say it was 6 digits. I want to say it was 6 digits.
I don't remember right offhand. But anyway, we've been going for nearly 3 hours.
Yeah, might as well. Awesome Name's Gonna Quick last year raised 1.5 million. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There it is. Oh, they raised $1 million last time. So yeah, the million's happening. Might even get 1.5 million. So yeah, till 2 weeks from now on the 15th, when we stream once more to talk about whatever the hell happened in the last couple weeks in gaming. Between now and then, check out all the usual stuff. Fun stuff is to be had coming soon. They have to record Fire Emblem at some point. Some more at some point. I need to get through part 1 and get through this stupid chapter. It's going to be a pain in my ass. God damn it. Damn you! Why'd you make part 1 so hard?
And we get a certain project that we've got to work on at some point too. Project that'll be the bane of our existence. I have a funny feeling.
Us and our dumb ideas. Why do we have dumb ideas?
This
Why?
one's you. I've had my fair share of dumb ideas. This one's you.
Which one was my dumb idea now?
The one that we're gonna pick up in place of Sidebar. That one.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Fuck!
My dumb idea will be after that dumb idea.
Okay. I have Photoshop work to do tonight. Anyway. Check out all the usual stuff. We'll see you next time, folks.
As always, you can find the Gaming Saloon on our site at tgsnetwork.org. Don't forget to follow us on our social medias, on Twitter by following at TGSaloon, on Google Plus at google.com/plus TGSTGSR.org, and on YouTube at youtube.com/TGSaloon. Till next time.